Welcome you lovely people. I thought I'd give you a quick tour of the XCS Designs factory because so many of you have asked for it. You know you're in the right place if there's a Cobra profile and a Cobra nose, you're home, so follow me. It's a small but perfectly formed little car factory this. Everything is inside. Come on, catch up. Hello lovely Gemma. This is the best room of all. This is where dreams are made. So you can choose any colour you want for your 427 or Dieci. This is a little bit special. Watch the video we're putting up on the Dieci Club Sport. So it's taking the 7 philosophy and running with it. So this will be full tube chassis, 1000 horsepower K24. You've got here the chassis, the box chassis for the 427. So this is the Cobra replica with a camber compensation front end. Again, if you're not familiar with that, we're going to do a video on that, and there's also a section on the website if you want to avail yourself of what that means. But it's very, very clever, and it means that these cars can be run much more softly than the standard Cobra replicas and standard 7, so much more compliant. You've just got an LS9 that's about to go into a customer's car. This is very, very special. Honda K24 endurance engine. Once the turbo's on that, there's 1000 horsepower going to be coming out of that with reliability, and going into this, into the Dieci Club Sport. You've got an LS7, you've got an LS3. Now this is very, very special. You've seen 7 type cars before, but this is the Dieci Tetra. This has just come back from the powder coaters. This is a 4-wheel drive with disc front and back, 400 brake horsepower flying machine basically. So all the fun of a 7, again with a full integral chassis and roll cage, not a bolt-on one like the race cars have. This is a complete chassis that will have 400 horsepower and 4-wheel drive. It will be an absolute weapon. We've got the 427 demo car here as well, ready to go with the LS in. So if you want to come and drive that, please do give us a bell, drop us a DM. And the body shell, if you want to get a good Cobra, don't look at the finished car because they all look nice when they're finished. Look at them in their ingredient parts. I'm going to show you more of that now. Come with me into the factory. Hi, right, the assembly room. So the second room you come into is actually the end of the line, literally. Some of these cars. We've got these two beautiful 427 builds. Now these are actually gel coat. So if you want to, if you're trying to build a car on a budget, both these cars are getting painted, but that's how they come out the molds. And like I was saying to you in there, if you ever want to go and see how a Cobra goes together, particularly the body shell, ask your Cobra builder to show you the shell before it gets painted, because that's a real indication of how well it's put together. These, as you see, are beautiful. And look underneath, you can see the flat floors going in. Both these cars have LSs. Pretty much everything leaves here with an LS, but it doesn't have to. If you want to put in a Ford or a small block Chevy, whatever you want, whatever your budget is. This is very nice. This is a box section 427 going together. This is Scott. He's just putting a camber compensation front end on. Now this whole build, everything we're doing on this car, we're doing a series of videos, like a video build manual. So if you're trying to consider building one, or you wonder what's involved, we're going to show you every single step, literally bolt by bolt, how to do it. So if you're going to buy one, it's the easy way to put it together. If you're thinking of buying one, we can answer all your questions. Now this is very interesting, particularly if you're tall like me. Now you've seen the Cobra before. If you're looking at this on your screen thinking there's something unusual about this one, what's going on in here, Paul? This is the 427 LT, the LT standing for long tail, and this is my favourite Cobra of all. The reason being is this is the only one that I fit in. So this is a Cobra designed for people like me, and I may have been the test model for this actual development prototype that you're seeing here. And what you can see is the extra 50mm in the doors. It's a little bit longer, which I think actually gives it better proportions. What you can't see, unless you squint inside the footwell, there's an extra 50mm in there too. So what that gives you, for those who are great at maths, is 100mm of extra legroom. In other words, if you're big and tall like me, a Cobra that you can comfortably drive all day long. So this is very nice, box section chassis. It's going to have the standard double wishbone front end. Really cost-effective build, this one. And if you're a larger lady or gentleman, you will fit in. So more on that one very, very soon. Over here, this is our 7. Now ours is a Dieci, which is 10. Why have a 7 when you can have a 10? This of course has the Hayabusa engine, but you can have this with all sorts of car engines. This has had a lot of redevelopment and re-engineering recently, which is why it's having a refit. New rear brakes, wonderful new spec. This will soon be available to drive. So if you're thinking of a 7 build or a turnkey 7 car, again, drop us a line or drop us a DM. This will be available to drive in the summer, so make sure you do. And now I need to show you how they're all made in the factory. Come with me. Right, so every XCS starts as a piece of tube, or several pieces of tube, which of course then get cut here and then come through to the jigging area where they are made into the chassis. So if you look here on the wall, Here are all the little bits of tube, all pre-cut. They're all cut to very precise lengths. Every chassis has a certain number of tubes, whether it's a square tube or round tube chassis. You choose which one it is. Most DHs, if they're a road car, they're a square tube. If they're a competition car like a club sport, they're a round tube. And again, on the 427, you can have a square tube because it's more cost effective, or if you're going for the absolute faithful recreation, you can have a round tube and go absolutely mad. And over here, there's Harry just welding up at the Dion back end. Here are all of our machine parts, profile parts, all of our flanges. They're all there on the shelf ready to go. And if you come over here, that's Gary working hard on a new brake fitment. We've got DHs in the chassis jig today. So you can see anything you want, we can lay them up. So you can have left-hand drive, right-hand drive, car engine, bike engine, long wheelbase, short wheelbase. Basically, if you can imagine it, we can build it. And of course, no chassis is complete without a body, so we need to go upstairs to the fiberglass shop. Now this room is very exciting. This is the composites room. Mind the step and mind your head. So every single panel, every single part of a panel, every return, every seat, every dashboard, it's all made here. If you look, these are the little bits. These are the dashes, the DHI mudguards, all the bits that make the inside of a 427. So you've got your closing panels, footwells, returns, tunnels, all made here, look, by these two talented chaps, working hard on the shell. This is a brand new 427 shell being laid up. Now you've got quality mat, you've also got ISO resin. Now why is that so important? Because if a fiberglass car sits outside in the heat with the sunshine on it, if it doesn't have those stabilised resins, they can warp, they can change shape, and you don't want that. So it's all made here, look. You can see all the moulds are here. Got some bonnet moulds there. Look, they're quiet, they're working so hard. You don't even want to acknowledge that they're on camera. So there you go, very quick, very brief, whistle-stop factory tour. Nothing beats coming to see us for yourself. So if you want to come and have a look at what we do and how we do it, give us a bell, drop us a line, and come and see us.